because I want to make sure. I'm here with Detective Harry Palmer Jr., retired. We're going to go on the air on Revolution Radio in just a moment. I want to thank you very much, Detective, for being here today.
Are we on the radio yet?
No, not yet, not yet. We're almost on the radio, but we're.
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to you right now. I have the camera on you right now, but we're going to be on the radio.
Are there people here?
No, just you and I, but there's people that are connected to the show.
On the radio?
Yeah, on the radio. So.
But it's not on yet?
No, it's not. Here we go. Oh, no, it's not. We're at commercial break right now. So.
Why are you holding that device by my face?
Because I'm filming you, so that people
For
can.
the radio?
Well,
I don't understand what's happening.
I work on two different platforms. So, we have the radio and then we have the internet live stream as well. So, yeah.
And neither has begun yet.
No, this has begun. This is beginning right now.
Our conversation has begun, but is it being broadcast?
We're live on Ustream right now.
Which is the radio station.
No, that's a different platform of filming that I have besides being on the radio. So we're going to be on the radio too in just a moment.
So I'll be getting paid twice? I didn't understand if I was being paid.
I didn't realize that you thought you were being paid. I might be able to pay you in weed, but I can't really pay
what?
You. Okay, yeah. I don't know what to say. I mean, I can maybe give you a glass of milk or something. I don't even have that, really.
I'm lactose intolerant.
Okay.
It's not funny. It's actually quite distressing.
I think we're coming on now.
If you've ever ordered food in a restaurant, they all have lactose. Is that an audience?
Yes, well, thank you very much for the round of applause there. This is Tere Joyce back on the air with Freedom of Joyce, and we're at the top of the hour, the second hour of the show. And again, I just want to remind everybody out there that Revolution Radio is listener supported, so please do support us with a donation. And you know what? You can get some seed packs. There's different levels. $200 donation gets you wonderful seeds to plant your garden. As a matter of fact, a friend of mine did get that, and he's saying that they're sprouting and growing, so that's really exciting to hear. And also with me, I've got Laurie Buckley. Welcome to the show, Laurie.
Thank you so much. That was an amazing first hour, and I have to say that was a great conversation on the Obamacare situation and the success and the failures to access the people when they're in need. What a brave lady, and what a bunch of great information she brought to the table.
Oh, she is. I really love her. And so we do have, I just want to let our audience know, this is the Hollywood Hemptress Report. And with that, as my special guest, I have in studio, actually, I have got Sergeant Detective Harry Palmer Jr. Retired with me. And I just want to thank you so much, sir, for coming in here today.
Where's the other woman at? I heard another voice, and...
Yeah, she's actually on the show with us. She's Laurie Buckley.
I understood that it would just be us having an interview. I didn't know there would be other people involved.
Well, I'm sorry. Maybe you might have.
No offense, ma'am.
Ma'am,
are you there?
Laurie?
Yes, I am, my love.
No, I'm not sure why everyone's laughing.
Well, because I don't know, because she finds humor in a lot of different things as well. So.
Well.
It was your sweetness, and it's adorable. Thank you.
Oh, see, she's laughing because of my sweetness, sir.
I think she meant mine.
No, I think she meant mine.
Yes, I meant both of yours.
Oh, okay. All right.
Balance. We'll find balance.
Yeah. So, I really appreciate you being here today.
Why am I here? I'm not really sure. I was.
Well,
I didn't know there would be other people here, and we're on TV also. Now they are.
I am
We're on the air with radio and TV.
Yes, I am live streaming you, sir, and because
I was not informed of that before the engagement.
Well, I apologize for you not being aware of the fact that you would have a live stream on you, but
There's no need to apologize about my awareness, Terry. I'm just saying that perhaps I should have been informed ahead of time.
Okay.
But now that we're here, and.
All right. Well,
why am I here?
Well, I'm here because we are in the state of Washington, which legalized marijuana for recreational use, and I believe you're shaking your head. Why? Why are you shaking your head?
That's the worst thing for law enforcement that could have happened. It's terrible.
Why do you feel that way?
Are you kidding me? How many police enforcement officers are going to be fired because of this new law? How many with families? They have families and children. And what about people who work for the incarceration corporations?
Why do you feel
They're going to be out of jobs now, and what about their families and their children and their
Why do you feel that they're going to be fired? I mean, aren't there other
there won't be.
criminals to go after? I mean, like the heroin addicts.
Oh, sure,
or,
but
I mean, like
it's a slippery slope.
But how? I mean, so you're not happy about
It's a slippery slope. Yeah, once you take one law off the books, other archaic laws start falling off the books, and then there's no jobs for any enforcement personnel or incarceration personnel, which make up, upon my last investigation, over 42% of the state's economy here in the state of Washington.
Yes, but sir, I mean, Sergeant Detective Harry Palmer Jr. retired. Okay, don't you feel? Don't you? No.
You can just call me Sergeant Detective.
Okay, Sergeant Detective. Don't you feel that that Washington will have a new state revenue, and that you're not going to be caught up with having to
Oh
arrest
my God.
people for minor offenses for marijuana? You're going to be able to actually focus on other people. And why do you care? Because you're actually retired.
I
sir,
have
aren't
been
you?
bamboozled because now I realize this is a liberal talking point show. There's no talking to you. Oh, the economy? Are you kidding me? The pot smoking people, well, they don't care about taxes. They will continue to grow the illegal weed.
But
It's illegal.
well, I mean, it's not illegal according to the state. It is illegal federally. Now, you're not a federal agent, though, correct?
I'm retired.
But you're not a federal. Were you a federal agent?
I cannot disclose that.
Okay, but you're retired.
I am retired.
Okay, so now can you let our listeners know? I mean, can you know any part of what part of law enforcement you've been participating in here in Washington?
Well, Terry, I've been involved in different interrogations and different investigations that have taken place. Some maybe not as above the board as we'd all like in a state, but when you need information, you do what you can to protect the citizens who you care about deeply and love. And if my identity was to get out any further, that's why I'm wearing the sunglasses, which now that I'm on television, it's more important than I did. I know.
Well, you
even
dressed
on
very
radio.
nice today for the show.
This is how I dress every day. I thought you might be more formal, and it was.
And you got your little earpiece going on. Who are you relating to with your
This
your
is
earpiece?
home base. I'm always in constant contact with home base.
Oh, and where's home base?
If we could stick with one question,
Well,
if
I would like
finish
to know
one
what
at a
I mean.
time.
Like, I mean, you're on Revolution Radio, so it's like we are concerned whether we are you
Home
at,
base. Well, home base is my answering machine at home.
Okay, all right.
I record everything that I do whenever I'm not at home. I call myself up on the phone, and the answering machine picks up, and it records everything that I do. So if there's a situation that I need to have a recording.
So home base is really home base, basically. That's good to know. I mean, it's
Exact-
not home base like NSA home base or CIA home base.
I cannot disclose
your
any
home
more
base.
information than I already have.
Okay.
I'm just, a lot of these things are metaphors and colloquialisms.
Okay. All right. So I would like to ask you, and again,
Let's get to the actual point.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not about me. This is about.
Well, I mean, we do want to let our audience know who you are and what your background is and your credibility.
I think my
that's what
title
that-
says it all. Sergeant Detective Harry Palmer Jr. retired. I was a sergeant detective, and now I'm retired. That's all you need to know. It's the title. You don't need to respect me, but you need to respect my title.
Okay. All right.
Especially being retired.
Yeah.
That's double the respect now.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? A lot of retired people deserve to have respect, and so you happen to be one
All
of them.
retired people.
Yeah, including you.
Yes,
All
thank you.
retired.
Thank you very much.
Yes, you're welcome.
I think
You're welcome.
we're getting on the same page
We-
now. We can get to the brass tacks.
Okay, let's do it.
Brass facts.
Let's do the best facts. Because I have a lot of questions to ask you, and again, if there's anybody out there who wants to call in and ask, Sergeant Detective Harry Palmer Jr. a question,
Terry,
you weren't prepared for that.
I didn't know there would be
no.
civilians calling in. It could
Okay.
be awkward if there's an interrogation suspect I was involved with who might somehow recognize me. I don't think that could happen. But
well, we are on the radio, so
maybe I could screen the call before we take the call. Is that?
Well, no, it's not actually. And you know what? There might not be anybody really calling in right now. But if they do want to call in, we're in Studio A at 347-688-2902. If you do want to have a question.
347. I'm not familiar with that area code.
Yeah, neither am I. But but it's the area code for the studio. So here we go. And again, if anybody has any questions here in the chat line, I'm in the chat line as well. We've got Sergeant Detective Harry Palmer Jr. He's here to help us understand the new recreational laws in Washington.
We haven't even discussed that yet.
Yeah, well, we're getting to it, sir. I'm working on getting you.
I am the expert on this, and that's why my publicist has set this up.
Yes.
So let's.
I'd like to thank your publicist for allowing you to be here today.
I would like to talk to my publicist right about now too.
Okay. So no.
What was that noise?
That was Laurie. I think she breathed on the phone a little bit. You're making her hot, maybe.
It was just a tiny little giggle.
See, she's laughing. Yeah. So.
If you're not going to participate, I'd rather you didn't breathe into the microphone like that. It's quite disturbing.
Well,
It's a little.
I was listening to your conversation and enjoying it so much. But you'll hear from me. I'm there with you. I'm very fascinated by your moment. I'm very interested in anything you have to say.
Thank you very much. See, Terry, at least I have one person on my side here.
Yes. Well.
Thank you.
I'm on your side.
It's nice to have some support.
Isn't it? It's wonderful. So now I'd like to ask
because
you,
I know I'm talking to a brick wall with you. I can just see by the looks and the rolling of the eyes and such things when I'm talking that
I don't think my eyes are rolling.
I've seen it. I can tell.
No, they're not rolling.
You haven't looked at me once in the actual eye though, and that's really off-putting.
Okay, I'm filming you too at the same time, so I'm sorry, sir.
Now who's paranoid?
No, I'm not
You're
paranoid.
filming everything that I do since I've walked in.
Well, you know what? It is important to film the police. Sometimes we have to
I'm
keep
retired.
check.
I should not be
I know, but you
under this scrutiny.
Yeah, but you've got it, you're definitely part of law enforcement.
I guess it is a sign of respect. So
it is, yeah. Are you okay? So
go ahead.
Thank you very much. Okay.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right.
You're welcome again.
Okay. All right. So now my question to you is now Washington, now that it's been legalized.
Yes.
What is going to happen with the driving laws? How are you able to measure whether or not somebody's intoxicated by marijuana?
Well, that's a great question, Terry, and I'm glad that you asked it because, as you well know, the reefer smoking individual is prone to do other illegal things. It's a black market gateway that leads to other illegal things, such as driving under the influence of the reefers, and then also to taking harder drugs, robberies, burglaries, rapes, murders, and kidnappings. It escalates because once someone gets the taste of the illegal way of life, they enjoy it. They like to do illegal things, and they feel that they're getting away with something against the man who I represent.
Sir, you don't really believe that, do you? You don't really believe that the person who is, let's say a weekend marijuana smoker is actually doing illegal things.
What about the weekend pedophile, Terry? Is that okay on the weekend too? Is weekend like going to Vegas? Whatever happens on the weekend stays on the weekend?
Okay, you can't really compare marijuana smokers to pedophiles, sir.
Oh, I can't?
I mean, that is a real...
Look at the prisons.
That's a real...
Look at this. Look at the prison.
That's a huge...
Who's in prison, Terry? Yeah. Pedophiles, pot smokers.
Okay, pot smokers don't deserve to be in jail.
They're there, though. And do pedophiles deserve to be in prison?
Well,
who else doesn't deserve to be in prison under your liberal way?
I don't think you can compare pot smokers to pedophiles.
We just did. They're both in prison.
No,
I won.
You did.
And I won.
No, you did. No, you did not win. This
Point
is not
for my side.
No, this is not a contest.
Are you sure it's not drill sergeant detective?
Being a former Marine, I take that as another compliment, and I thank you for being on my side once again.
All right.
Well, I'm sorry you're losing your gig. Your buddies are losing their gig, but it was always a bad law against marijuana anyway. So now that you're free, they're free. People that's still on the forces.
Being unemployed is not free. Being unemployed is not free.
Well, sir, now you know
how we feel. Being unemployed is not free. If you say it 3 times, then it becomes a part of the Mentos.
Yeah, we know that. we know about mind conditioning 3 times. You know how like it makes an imprint on your brain, and
Unless it's been ravaged by marijuana smoking, and then nothing is going to work.
yeah, but you
I'm
know what?
sorry, but you might be a lost cause.
I think Sergeant Detective Harry Palmer Jr. retired. Oh, I'm sorry. I can just call you Sergeant Detective. Sergeant Detective. I think that you were not aware of the fact that we have cannabinoid receptors in our brain.
Whoa,
And,
whoa, 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 whoa!
and
Slow
actually, no,
down.
we have, sir,
But what is this?
we have cannabinoid receptors in our
Oh
brain,
yeah.
which
And
actually,
there's climate
no,
change too.
no, but you know,
Is that what you call pot smoking? Cannabinoid recepting now?
well,
Global warming is
global
climate
warming
change. It's
is
the
up
same
for
thing.
suspect as whether or not it's real or not, sir. Just like
Of course it is.
I would say cannabinoids in the brain are way more proven than
Cannabinoids?
global
How do you
warming
pronounce it? You
would
pronounce
be.
it 2 different ways now.
Cannabinoid. I don't know, something like
Don't
that.
say it 3 times
No,
now. You've brainwashed me.
I know.
Please stop.
See, cannabinoid,
Don't do it to me.
cannabinoid. I'm gonna, I did it 3 more times. I think it's in your brain now. Cannabinoid receptors, which you have, sir, yourself. Every body has it. It actually rewires the neural pathways in the brain, and actually helps people who have dementia and other diseases.
So you're telling me I should give my grandpa some weed?
Yeah, I am telling you you should give your
no.
grandpa some weed, and it would probably help him out. Don't you think when you're at least 80 years old, I think you deserve to smoke some weed. You've lived that long. Hey, give me a bong. Don't you think that would be?
And then one murder also when you're 80. Is that what you're saying? Once you're 80, you can murder someone and smoke some pot.
No, I'm not saying
You've earned
that.
it.
No.
Why not?
No.
Go willy-nilly. Go
Okay.
willy-nilly on everything.
Okay.
My grandpa warned me of this.
Okay.
Willy-nillyism.
Okay, sir.
Ask me something about the law and I will tell you now. Enough of this speculation, please.
All right, so I am asking about the law. So how are you going to determine intoxication? I know, like for example, if you blow 0.8, when you're drinking alcohol, you get a DUI. But what is the measurement, for from everyone? Besides,
Let me be honest.
I mean, what's the difference? Yeah, okay.
Let me be frankly honest.
Okay, all right. Please do. We want to know these things, sir. I mean,
There is no way to tell. There literally is no way to tell. The urine tests that they give out, they don't work. None of this is real. It is a false economy of urine testing and hiding the effects of smoking marijuana in the urine with the fake wieners that people use to have the
Sir, I don't.
baby
I don't,
urine that comes
I
out
don't,
of
I
it.
don't
It's
know
all
if
of. I'm just telling you. Please listen.
You
This
don't
is
have to
important.
go. I'm not sure you're supposed to say wiener on the air, but I guess it's okay.
It's a medical term.
Okay. All right.
But here's the point I'm trying to make.
Is it in the dictionary as like
No.
part of the appendage?
It's just everybody. Look. Everyone knows who's smoking pot.
Uh-huh.
You can tell just by looking at somebody.
So you say
at an
they
employee, at a civilian.
I, sir, would not have a fake wiener if I was going to be doing do I have a fake vagina? Is that how that works for the women? Do women have, I mean, like, I just think you're way off base. I mean,
well, women are sitting down when they do the urine test so they can tuck it underneath.
Okay. All right.
Or they can, I'm not sure how they do it.
Okay.
A balloon, I think.
Yeah. All right.
And a fingernail. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just speculating.
But so you think that everybody who's driving their car in Washington has either fake wieners or stuff?
If a police officer pulls you
fake
over,
test under. Ooh, I got my fake wiener. Take me to jail.
Enough with the wiener. Here's what I'm trying to say. This is not funny. I'm telling you the truth right now.
I'm sorry, fake wieners are funny.
This may be the first time you've ever heard this. I'm sure you're very familiar with fake wieners. My God. Are you married, Terry? Are you married? Can I ask you that?
I don't think that's any of your business, sir.
Oh, big surprise. Fake wieners not married. Fake wieners not married. One more time. Fake wieners not married.
All right, don't say it 3 times because I don't
Too late. Job loss is all I heard.
Okay.
Here's what happens.
Yes.
If you work for somebody, word gets around who's token on the reefers.
Okay.
When everyone gets their urine test, the CEO tells the company that he's paying all this money to do the urine testing who he wants to test positive. And they're out. And a police officer pulls you over, he looks at you, he makes a judgment right then.
But isn't that illegal?
Is this,
I mean, you're profiling people and making
you know
them
what,
go to
Terry?
jail for no
You know
reason.
what, Terry?
That's not right.
Thou shalt not kill. Killing is illegal, but if someone is in a war and they kill someone, you give them a medal. This is a war against drugs, Terry, and sometimes you have to make a judgment call, and I'm just telling you, I'm not saying this is what happens. I'm speculating, because I was never an on-the-ground police officer in that manner. But I'm just assuming.
What kind of police officer were you, sir?
I was an enforcement officer for many, many years. And I can't really say much more than that. I did interrogations. I did investigations.
Okay.
I worked for a large corporation. And that's
Okay.
as much as I can really say.
Okay, you can't, right, it's, all right, well, that's fair enough. Why do you feel that you can't say it? Or is that going to incriminate you? Are you holding allegiance to these people for some reason? You're their little servant boy. I mean, is that what's going on?
No, I was their employee.
Okay, yeah.
They were the job creator. I was the job worker. I worked at the job that they created there at the mall for me.
Okay, all right.
I was
Okay.
I was in charge of security for a very large facility.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say any further. I don't want to let it slip out. I don't want to.
Okay. All right. Well, fair enough. All right. So next question. What is the difference between a DUI and a DUII? Can you clarify that? I'm confused. I keep hearing these two different things, a DUI and a DUII.
All right, now
I'm confused about what that is.
You're punking me now, right? Because that's the dumbest question I've ever heard.
Well, it's a legitimate question.
No, it is not.
Yes, it is.
It is a joke question, and you're trying to make fun of me further now.
It's not a trick question.
You're trying to get more information about me by teasing me.
I really would like to know what that is.
One more eye.
There you go! Are you kidding me? The oldest joke in the book. It's not. Even a civilian with no sense of humor understands that.
I beg to differ that she does have a sense of humor, sir. That's why she's laughing.
Please. She's laughing because I was.
No, yeah.
People laugh when they're, nothing personal, ma'am, again, but when they're intellectual and comedic superiors laugh, they laugh along with them, so they want to be part of the group.
All right, this is something that I've been really, really super curious about in terms of marijuana and marijuana use. And now I know that there are cops that, go and get drunk and they, hit the bars and, some of them are quite notorious.
They deserve it on the weekend.
Okay. Now they're notorious drinkers, but now would you think that they could go ahead and smoke marijuana and because they deserve it on the weekend? Because it's legal? I mean, how is that? I mean, are you, as a law enforcement, allowed to smoke marijuana?
Well, the state law in Washington is that it is legal. And if a law enforcement companion of mine was to imbibe, as they say, if they would do the bongers, I'm not sure how they call it these days, then he would be shunned. Much like an Amish person would shun another Amish person who would do that.
Okay, but it's legal. I mean, it's legal. I mean, do you?
So is fornication.
If you have
but
to be drug
an Amish person
tested,
will shun you like that if you would fornicate with them. Bam, you'd be shunned.
If you have to be drug tested, would you be using the fake wiener? Do you guys use the fake wiener in your law enforcement? I mean, obviously you know about it. I'm thinking maybe if you had to cover it up, you guys would know how to do the fake wiener.
If you knew how many fake wieners I had to confiscate, you would not be making these jokes. Those kids, those poor...
You had a hand in that?
I didn't just have a hand in it. I was the mouthpiece for the entire fake wiener contraband situation at that mall for over 3 years. I led the way to have fake wieners taken off the... What are you laughing at?
Wieners United.
Oscar Mayer.
That's a union?
Yeah, it's a union for wieners. Oscar Mayer.
Pretty much all unions are for wieners. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
They're job killing
Say it again.
unions.
Pretty much all unions are for wieners. So I see that you don't support unions. You don't believe that we should be unionized.
Terry,
Is that where you're going?
haven't you figured out you're on one side of every issue? I'm on the other side of this issue because I think that you follow the same way, and that is the leaders of your group. You follow them blindly, just as I follow the leaders in my group blindly.
No, I don't think I'm. See,
I agree on one or two. Let me finish.
Let me
finish.
We question you.
Oh, that is the biggest load of malarkey I've ever learned.
We are questioning what's going on in the world, and that's why we want to question you now. You're in the hot spot.
How about
sir.
a question for your king, Obama? Huh?
No, that's
How
not
about
our
a question
king.
for your savior?
You're not you don't realize, we don't.
Your Messiah.
This is not our Messiah. We're not people who believe. No, that's where you're wrong, sir. We question Obama. That's why we have this radio station. Yes, we do.
If you did, you'd be on my side.
No, I'm not on your side. I am on your side about that, but I'm not on your side about that.
You can't be a fair weather on my side.
Hey,
that's how our side is. That's why the cops are shunned who smoke pot, because they went to your side.
Okay, why?
You're either on our side with everything or get the hell out. Stay with us.
I want my habeas corpus back.
I don't. Is this code? Why are you guys? I don't understand.
Okay.
My habeas corpus. The president took it away, and I want it back.
Okay, yeah, we're not. Oh, none of
that is a threat to the president.
This is not a right-left sort of station here. We are not.
Oh my God.
No, we are questioning everything here. So, sir, we are neutral on looking at all things that are happening in the world.
You're neutral. You are not even close to Fox News, and that is fair and balanced, my friend. That's their slogan. You are the opposite of fair and balanced. You are left-wing and biased.
Okay. Well, that's your opinion of me, and I'll give you that.
Which I suppose you're happy about the whole all these enforcement people losing their jobs because now you can smoke your precious marijuana.
I don't see how they're not losing their job. They're not. You guys are not losing. There's
42% of the Washington State population goes to enforcing marijuana laws.
No, it does not.
It goes to paying. It goes to paying the salaries of those who enforce it. Do you think their kids are?
They had the negative gig. It's time for them to be off that thing and onto real crime.
Oh yeah, and let's just throw their kids out of college onto the street. Great idea.
Hey, that's the breaks. That's how the government.
That's the breaks. We don't care about them. They're the children of conservatives. We want to bring in more liberal, and let's make them all American citizens to vote Democrat. To hell with the conservative kids. You know what? My kid is in college. 2 of them. One in Colorado and one here.
Oh, so do they smoke weed, sir? I mean, do they? I mean, it's interesting that they're both in the 2 states that legalize marijuana. Both of your kids in that. I mean, doesn't that bother? I mean, wouldn't you wish they were maybe in Iowa?
We are.
Going to Harvard or something.
I have no say. They live with their mothers.
Oh, okay. You know what? And thank you so much, Sergeant Detective Harry Palmer Jr., for being on the show. We hope to have you back another time. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Is it finally over?
Yes. Thank you so much, sir.